So how many of these Auxbeam lights have I got before I'm obligated to put a sticker on the truck? Pretty much everything I've bought recently has come with that sticker. But man, these are impressive. I don't know. You can buy the expensive stuff if you want, but these are pretty freaking cool. You got attachment points on the side there if you're to do up your own mountings. For the mount it comes with, and these things are probably 5-6 pounds each. They're all rubber isolated right there, so that gives you vibration resistance. So a heavy heatsink housing, which the funny part is, because they go this way and not this way, that provides better airflow. And these up on top of the truck might not whistle like the ones, this one, regular light bar, you look at that, the fins go this way instead of this way. And these whistle a lot. Which the whistling makes me wonder, does it even cool it like it should? But these things, man, that's a chunk. That's a hefty chunk. And you look, instead of, these, the 4D that have the lenses on them, the fisheye type lenses, you can get the 5Ds as well. These end up being more of a flood pattern, and they're good for up close floodlight. What I'm hoping with a more traditional just LED and reflectors, I'm going to get more distance light down the road in front of the truck. We'll find out once I got these on. But you notice 1, 2, 3, 4 have the reflectors for flood, and the rest are all reflectors for spot. 8,000 lumens per light. That ought to do quite a bit, especially since I've got 4 of them. I've got 29 inches in between here and about 8 inches between here. So that's where they're going, 4 lights right in there. Alright, let me get to it. Alright, so the mount, the standard mount it comes with, you might be tempted to put this crossbar piece in first. Don't until you've got this in. I don't know if it's the powder coating or what, but there's a little bit of an interference fit there. Which says to me that's going to rust later. But that should be fine enough bolt. Comes in an eye lock, so good attention to detail on the hardware. And that one's not an eye lock, so I will probably thread lock that one. But that's what it comes with, even though you can see you've got other mounting points here if you wanted to do your own style mounts. But yeah, here we go. Alright, since these are a hefty light, I didn't want to just take and make tabs. You might just put a tab here, shorter than this, but you'd put that there and weld that in and call it good. I didn't want to do that because I'm putting 4 of these 5-pound lights on. I'm choosing this bent C-channel for my material, and I'm taking a whole bar of it, and I'm going to put it in here. So it'll go back there, but I'm going to move it forward. You'll see that in a second how I do that. I got to notch it. It's got to drop down basically the bottom of the bar. I need 2.5 inches from center line of the hole to the grill. 3 would be better for vibration and all that. But yeah, so I figured that'll be strong enough. Later this year, when I take this bumper off and start doing some serious work to it, I've got some other ideas of how to actually strengthen this up too. Because my whole idea is to actually have these 2 big main bumper bars protect the lights, so they need to be tucked in behind those bars. But yeah, let's get to it. silver markings to figure out exactly where I want to drill. That's center line. Where I've got the crow's feet, that's where I'm drilling holes. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 lights, leaving about a 1/4 inch between the lights, so you get a little bit of room for vibration. Yeah, this is a tight fit. End up with just about 3.5 here, so it's going to be a pretty tight fit. I'll over drill them a little bit bigger than this, so I can adjust. You can see I was doing dots and marks everywhere, trying to figure out I had it exactly laid out the way I want. But yeah, there it is. I'm going to drill these out. Alright, there it is. 4 mounting holes drilled, nicely spaced. Pointer tip, some of you probably already know this already, but don't go directly to your 1/2 inch bit. I start somewhere down low on like an 1/8 inch, then I move up to like a 15/16, and then I go to that. Probably could have used a step bit to do that same process, but same difference. Don't go directly to your monster bit because you'll have a hard time with that. Get yourself at least 1 pilot hole, if not chasing it with 2 like I did. And this, with a 1/2 inch hole and a 3/8 inch bolt there, that gives me plenty of wiggle room to adjust them sideways, backwards, wherever I need to space them so they don't rub on each other. I don't want any rubbing on the side, so they've got room with vibration and stuff that would be normal in the truck. Well, yeah, that's the drilling. Now comes where I've got my marks and where I'm going to make my lines. I have to reach back in here, grind back here, so I've got clear metal to weld to. And I'm only going to be able to weld on the top side probably, unless I can get to the I don't know. We'll find out. I do plan on pulling this bumper off and doing a heck of a lot more work on it this summer. By grinder, I mean wire brush. I'll also use this to clean up a little bit of slag off these holes. But I'm just going to brush off where I've got lines. I don't think you can see the line on the back side, but notice I'm also putting a piece of cement board here. It's the last thing in the world I want when I'm welding and doing everything else. I want anything hitting that air conditioner condenser on inside, or messing up my paint job. I don't know, the grill actually does look still pretty good. But yeah, all right, here I go. Negative terminals, which is one of the things I love about these mil-spec terminals I use. It makes it relatively easy. But if you don't do that, you can get some errant electrical flow from your welding process hitting your computer. Then your computer's dead. Who knows what else you could fry up in there, all the sensors and everything else. So disconnect your negatives and then get to welding. They are the prettiest welds I can make. Not half bad, actually. And what I've done here is basically one plane this way, one plane this way, so it's triangulated in like that on both sides. I probably cut a little bit more out of that one than I needed to. Like I said, when I want to modify this bumper some more, I'll pull it off and I'll probably fully weld that. Thinking about gusseting some things in here. We'll see. It's a healthier gap than I was thinking I'd have, but this should actually put me in where I want to be. And you see back there, I fully welded that. Again, not the prettiest welds ever, but pretty good for me. And that ends up pretty freaking solid. I'm moving the whole truck. So that, and given that it's C-channel, is going to do what I wanted it to do. And it should hold 4 of those lights just fine. So now comes the part where we put the lights on. Oh, no it doesn't. I ain't leaving that bare steel. I got to coat this. So I need to get some rusty metal primer on that. And then some of the bed liner. So it's fun. This has been eaten up in the wintertime. Getting all the road and frickin' grime and salt and stuff. So I have to recoat all that again. Like I said, when I intend to pull the bumper off and do some other modifications to it. These should just get me the light I want up front. Just have to make it through the rest of winter. Alright, here we go. Alright, there we go. A little bit of quick paint prep. Going to use a bit of tape and drape, a little bit of cardboard. That way I'll be able to shoot on in here. Coming up from underneath is not going to be so easy, but I'll get her. It just has to last a little while for the winter. I don't want to look in all kinds of rusty and having rust stains going down my bumper, but yeah, we'll get it. I'll wipe it down and then paint it. Now on a cold day like today, I definitely took the 2 cans of paint, so the rusty metal primer and the truck bed liner. Took them inside and soaked them in the hottest water my sink makes. And that way they're all heated up, knowing this metal is pretty freaking cold by now. When you hear all the melting and stuff, we're probably, somewhere, you can't even see that out there, somewhere in the realm of 35 to 40 degrees today. Not optimal for painting, but I'm going to make it work. Alright, here we go. Painted up, cold day. You see me using the heat gun to try to give it some heat. Weapon of choice, my normal favorite, the Duplicolored bed armor. But it's not a bad match for this. It's not as fine as a good textured powder coat like this. It's got a rougher texture, but it does alright. You see I also resprayed these. Tried getting this out, couldn't do it. Don't know why. But hit those because the rust was coming through, and that's the other thing is, I'll say this for Trail Ready, they're doing a great powder coating job on this. But it's been through one winter and it's still holding up. I mean, shoot, I got some spatter and stuff from the welding on there, but otherwise no big major rock chips. This powder coating's held up pretty well. So that just needs to dry for me, and then I'll go and rewire all the lights. So these big ones are on the same circuit as this one. The same as those lights in the, so all of that is on the same circuit. They're LEDs, they can handle a lot. But yeah, all right, I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, there it is. 4 lights in there. If you got an eagle eye, you'll see what bothers me. I need a bit of split loom. That'll hold for now, but I'll go pick up some split loom labor and actually put all of that in that whole tangle. Basically just daisy chained them all. So I did jumper legs, you can kind of see that there. I didn't really film that, sorry. But daisy chained them all together, heat shrinked them all together, and then put them into the relay. Same relay this one's on. So one of that relay's legs runs this, the other runs these. Used 14 gauge wire for all of that. Even though the leads off of the Auxbeam, they're small. They're probably like 18 gauge. And I figure as much as I'm running off of that one leg, I'm going to stick with the 14 gauge that runs all the way back to the relay under the hood. But let's take a look at how bright they are. That shows you a big white spot in front of the truck now. Yeah. Funny thing, I'm noticing my low beams are going dimmer when I turn on the highs. All you electrical geniuses can tell me why that is, where I'm getting the draw. Might have something to do with the four. I have a relay in that keeps all four of them on when I turn on high beams. And now I'm drawing a ton of power off of the... Although it shouldn't be, it should all run through the relay. Definitely hear those fans going. I don't know. But yeah, it's in there. And I look at it. I'm probably just a hair higher than I wanted to be. So they're just in contact with that. So I might... I don't know. I think they're alright though. Might want to change that when I'm working on the rest of the bumper. As I got more I want to add to this bumper. So to all the people at Trail Ready, yeah, awesome bumper, love it. But I'm a combat engineer, I always add to. But yeah, I love how that space was perfect for 4 7-inchers. Given that spot there, that's pretty freaking bright. As soon as the sun goes down, we'll go check and see how bright it is in darkness. So stay tuned for that. Alright, here we go. Here's the lighting with just the low beams on. Funny thing is, they're getting full light right now. But I'm curious, I'm going to have that bug again. Let's flick everything on. Boom. Light up the world. I am a little worried they are a little bit too low. I'm going to have to put them up a little bit because I want them down that road. But that's the lighting profile with everything. Curious. Now all 4 of the main headlights are actually on. It may be something to do with the fact that I didn't have the engine running. It was drawing too much power. But yeah, that's a bit of brightness in front of the truck now. But I am worried that I need to pull those up some. Too much traffic out here. I'm probably beaming everybody over there. I don't have much room to be able to bring those up any more than they already are. It's a snug fit in there. So it is what it is. We'll see when I'm driving out and about in the mountains what kind of lighting pattern I get there, because here in the city with all this other light going on, it's kind of hard to tell. But we'll see. I do like the look of it up there though. Now I've got lights in front of the truck. But yeah, Auxbeam 7-inch rounds. A nice alternative to just a straight up light bar. That gives you more of the traditional look of a round light. It's once again a testament to Auxbeam's quality. They make good lighting products, and they're not chintzy. They're not like any of those other ones you'd find on eBay or Amazon. These things are well put together, as well as any of the other high dollar ones. At more of a budget price for these too. So yeah, if you came this far, appreciate you watching. Remember to hit me up on Instagram, and we'll catch you on the next one.